Hello, you guys. My name is Jermaine Nelson, and I will be discussing today with you about neonatal autism syndrome. First, I would like to open up with a short story explaining exactly how my family is dealing with neonatal autism syndrome. About 2 years ago, my little sister Jayla was diagnosed with neonatal autism syndrome, also with bipolar and schizophrenic. My mom had adopted her 5 years prior to this from a family who was on really bad drugs and just wasn't treating her right, so we received her. When we first got her, she was a normal child. You would never expect her to have neonatal autism syndrome with also bipolar and schizophrenia because she's very bright and she's very, very smart and intelligent. This took a toll on our family because we've never experienced this. When we first got a glimpse of what it is, was when she had went to school and told her teacher that my mom had tried to drown her, giving her a bath. Of course, my mom would never do anything like that. So, with that being said, the teachers had went to tell, so she had got taken away from us and placed with another family member for the time being while they investigated. This took almost a year. We had to go through court, therapy, everything. So this was a real change. Of course, as therapy went on, they came to figure out that she really had a mental problem because she would tell lies that you would never expect a 9-year-old to tell. So as therapy went on and she continued to act out, when we went to Our Lady Peace, she was there for 6 months. They diagnosed her with neonatal autism syndrome. As we continue to have these behavior problems and things, they end up diagnosed her with bipolarness and then schizophrenic. So today I would like to discuss exactly what is neonatal autism syndrome, how it affected my family, and what we can do to help a child that has this just like her. So neonatal autism syndrome is problems that occur in a newborn who was exposed to addictive drugs in the mother's womb. Depending on the drug that the parent does, it can have long-term problems to that child. This is coming from addictive syndromes article that I have read. The symptoms that come along with this, according to use drugs while pregnant, will be um, increase of muscle tone, fever, discolored skin, seizures, vomiting, and um, less sleep. Um, this syndrome really changes a child's life that has this because they don't know how to control, they don't know how to cope, and it's really towing on that person because, of course, they want to be themselves, but they have all these other problems that's triggering them that will not help them cope. Next, I would like to discuss exactly how it changes lives. This syndrome changes family, it changes, of course, that person's life, their social life, and their education. This changed our family because we constantly have to take her to a mental hospital. We constantly have to go to therapy. We constantly have to just be there because she does not know how to act. Even in the mental hospital that she is in now, they still cannot control her because it's just she has no control over her body. So that takes a toll on the family because you want to be there to help her, but we physically and emotionally don't know how to because we can only do so much to help her. She has to want to get better and try. She is now 10 and she's on 7 different medications to help this because her mom did drugs and pregnant with her. This is something that most people who are addicted to drugs don't think about. It doesn't affect them, it affects their child. So when we got her, it really, really took a toll on us because we never had to deal with this. Now that we have discussed exactly what neonatal autism syndrome is and how it affects people's lives, I would like to give some advice how to help the child that has the syndrome because it's not easy. First, I would say understand exactly what the syndrome is and also learn exactly what all this child has or what comes with, because neonatal autism syndrome is not just about um, being absent from the child's life. Of course, the child's gonna need extra attention because they have this. Their body is addicted to drugs at such a young age, and they don't know how to cope with it. I will also say, give special attention to this child because they need it. They're gonna need extra attention. They're gonna need the extra help, and they're gonna need the extra motivation more than a normal child has because they're fully not themselves. They're addicted to a drug that they can't they don't know how to deal with because their body is not built up enough to deal with it. Finally, I would say help that child. Be there. Let that child know no matter what you're gonna be there to help them. Finally, I would like to close with a quote that my sister always says now that she is trying to get better and really understand her situation. She always says, I am the way I am because God made me this way and I am going to overcome this. She says this quote helps her the most because she knows God only gives people certain things to deal with and she's going to deal with it. She says she will overcome even though she's on a lot of medication. So I want to make sure that neonatal autism syndrome is something that doesn't affect every child, especially children who have the chance to break free from it. So now that you know what exactly neonatal autism syndrome is and how it affected my family, hopefully you will try to find a way to help a child that you may meet that will look completely normal but have this syndrome. So thank you for listening to my speech.